I was watching the news today and it was all about a terrorist attack when the girls came into the room, and then I had to turn it back onto the cartoons they'd been watching just a half an hour before. And I don't think they saw anything, but I can't be absolutely sure that they didn't see the body bags and the bloody rags strewn out across the pavement. Or the other story before it about the DWP missing payments to a pensioner who'd worked all her life to end up skint. And I'm sorry, but how can a clerical error possibly ever lead someone to jump into a quarry? Well, it did, I'm afraid, and that's a fact, and someone has to protest, because the party line is hardly fine when they've barely even confessed it in the age of the computer, and when the internet runs the system, that an old lady can't pay her bills and see her family again to kiss them and say goodbye for one last time and wish that things were better, and so they'll cry and wonder why as they read aloud the letter that she wrote before she chose to take herself out to meet a maker. And in that note she calmly spoke about the blokes that came to take her television and her decision that she took, but with great deliberation, and the apology that followed the event was no commiseration. But in the grand scheme of things, is it all that significant when hackers reveal massacres of the infirm and of the innocent that occur across the earth and on an almost daily basis, only confined to all mankind, to all religions and all races? So I grab hold of the remote and I turn the cartoons off with urgency, and we sit together in silence and hear of murder and insurgencies, look at the faces of the racists as they climb up onto their podium. And even though the girls beg me to turn it back to Nickelodeon, I refuse, because I choose to let them make up their own mind about how a court can ask a jury to say whether they find a molester, a protester, a robber or a saviour. Guilty or not, the sentence they got will be half for good behaviour, and they'll be out without a doubt before the girls have even left school. This is the world, this is it, girls, and I'll make sure that you're nobody's fool into thinking that MP's policies and what they promised me are worth the paper they are written on. And so they'll question the suggestion after I have long been and gone, so that when someone or no one gets up to face a pantomime panel, they'll watch it before they turn it back to the Disney Channel, because to be ignorant is one thing, to be absent is quite another. And if we educate the young, there's half a chance we might recover from the incoherent lack of action that has spread like HIV and AIDS, and the spirit and the passion will live on after the hate in me fades, because hate is a powerful emotion, yeah, but it's only half as strong as hope, and we can only set the wheels in motion if we give them enough rope to string a few sentences together and do more than we ever thought we could, and then they'll have learnt their lessons, yeah, like every daughter should.